What's going on, guys? Ben Cannon at it again with another video on this time cryptocurrency. If you guys don't know my schedule and it seems kind of sporadic, you guys don't know exactly what I'm doing, go ahead and check out the video where I kind of describe my plan. I'll be linked down below. But for this video, I'm going to be showing you guys why EOS and Ripple are amazing 10x or more long-term investments. Let's get to it. So I'm going to be covering Ripple first just because it's been getting a little bit of slack recently. They're going through a lawsuit and that means that the market capitalization has gone down a little bit. It used to be the number 2 coin as far as market capitalization. Now it's kind of dwindled on a little bit, and that's because somebody seems like they sold their shares, which is pretty funny. But honestly, that happens in business. That guy no longer works for them, and because of that, the underlying technology is still fantastic, and that's what I'm really investing in. I'm investing in the underlying technology, and I did not look too much into the lawsuit, so if I'm wrong about that, don't quote me, but I did really look into this technology, and I'm very bullish on this. I'm gonna show you guys exactly why. And before I show you guys, I kind of want to get into the main just overarching concepts so you guys kind of understand my thoughts behind this. Now, the main thing, just think about it logically. Where is the most money? In what industries is the most money being created recently? So for number one, who controls the money? Usually banks, right? So banks, great industry to be in. And banks has their own blockchain, which is really the underlying technology that we're using. This technology is improving banks. So banks, a great space to invest. That's a place that you want to be, right? With blockchain, it's really going to improve the banking system as a whole. It's going to decentralize everything. It's going to verify everything. It's going to be great. So that'd be a great place to invest if you can find coins that are associated with banks. So that's number one. Number two, where's a lot of money? Apps and software. Okay, so think about it this way. Where has the most money being just poured into that we've been hearing again and again and again? That's Silicon Valley, and that's all going to be internet, that's going to be technology, that's going to be apps, things like that. Now, we're in a new revolution, okay? So there's going to be the industrial revolution, right? We've been there, we've seen that. We've been to the technology revolution. We've been there, we've seen that. Now this is the information era, and this is really strongly where information is becoming decentralized, and this is what cryptography, cryptocurrency, blockchain is really doing for us. So this is very exciting stuff, but bring it back to its kind of overarching principle. Where's the money? Grant Cardone, where's my money? Who has it? Okay, the banks have it, the apps have it, right? Those are the two huge places. And it just so happens that Ripple, and this is by design, deals with banks. They're a very huge banking cryptocurrency / blockchain technology, okay? That's number one. The second one is going to be, guess what? It's EOS, and that's going to be a lot more dedicated towards apps. So Ripple first, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys kind of my thoughts on this coin as well as exactly what the technology is. So Ripple, and there's a couple of different things that has going for it. For one, it's a great technology. I explained that. For two, a lot of huge places are backing this. So let's kind of get into this video. Ripple does explain itself the best.
Businesses have new and increasing demands for cross-border payments. Ripple connects banks around the world and allows them to offer real-time cross-border payment services to their customers. Currently, cross-border transactions require many intermediaries to execute, so settlement takes multiple days. This often creates costs and risks that make it difficult to meet today's market demands. Ripple enables cross-border payments to execute directly between banks within seconds and provides the banks end-to-end visibility throughout the whole process. Ripple is infrastructure technology banks can adopt to power new payment services like low-value retail and corporate payments. Let's see Ripple in action, enabling a person-to-person remittance use case. On the right-hand side, you see a bank's mobile app. On the left-hand side, you see Ripple powering the core processes to execute a cross-border payment. Alice, a bank customer in the US, logs into her mobile banking app. Her bank uses Ripple for cross-border payments. She wants to send money to Bob, who lives in Singapore. Bob's bank also uses Ripple. When Alice selects Bob as the recipient, Ripple allows her bank and Bob's bank to exchange sender and recipient information to meet risk and compliance requirements. This information is encrypted and exchanged directly between banks via HTTPS. No customer information ever touches the Ripple network. Alice wants to send $1,000 to Bob. Ripple queries the banks for their fees and the network for a real-time FX quote. Ripple packages this information to show Alice the total cost of her payment to Bob in Singapore. Thanks to Ripple, banks can provide customers an accurate total cost, delivery time, and delivery amount for cross-border payments, down to the cent, before the payment executes. After Alice approves the payment, settlement takes place over Ripple in 5 to 10 seconds. Simultaneously, Ripple triggers Alice's bank and Bob's bank to update their ledgers. As soon as the funds are posted into Bob's account, Alice is notified. Ripple solutions afford banks access to transact directly, speed transaction settlement to real time, trace funds end-to-end with certainty of delivery, and minimize the total cost of every transaction. With Ripple, banks around the world are already developing new payment products and services for real-time cross-border transactions. To learn more,
Okay, so I just want to share a little bit of highlights about that video. There's 3 of them. I did write these down. Okay, so if I'm looking over here, it's not just, some weird Twitch. So the first theme is going to be the cross-border transactions. Now, this is intense. I mean, cross-border transactions historically have been very, very unreliable. They have sometimes taken days, sometimes weeks to settle. Sometimes there's huge spreads between the cost that you buy something at and the cost it actually executes at, because the prices varies all the time between the forex market, and it's just very uncertain. Not very secure. It's just kind of notoriously one of those things that sooner or later it was going to be corrected, and now is the time that it is being corrected. I hate to say the word revolution because it sounds cliche, but it honestly is the blockchain revolution. Okay, guys. So that's number 1. The number 2 is going to be just the time. I mean, 5 to 10 seconds as opposed to days or sometimes weeks. That is insane. That's literally crazy. That just blows my mind. Now, the last thing that we have is visibility. And this is really just getting to blockchain at its core. It's all self-verifying. So you're able to see exactly what's happening and eliminate something called the double spending problem. So if somebody tries to override this and say, hey, this is like a hacker, right? You would literally have to have about 51% of the entire blockchain to verify that it's incorrect. And the odds of that happening are slim to none. That's kind of the main things about Ripple that I'm really bullish on, that I'm very passionate about that. So like I said at the beginning, there's number 1, that's the technology. The number 2 is people who are smarter than me. Are they backing this? Are they investing in this? And yes, that's yes. So let's go ahead and get into the social proof. I mean, who's using this, right? I mean, I'm just a guy in front of a computer. You guys don't know too much about me. I've done a lot of investing in the past, and I've researched endlessly. Honestly, this is pretty much all I do about all of these things. But don't trust me. Trust the huge banks. Trust people who are smarter than me. So look at this. Right off the bat, what stands out? American Express, a Fortune 500 company. Major company is investing in this, and they're actually using this. Santander, an investor and a user. Just look at all these other companies. BMO, they're just ones I'm familiar with, okay? Yeah, Rack Bank, CIBC, Unicredit, Yes Bank, MoneyGram. Okay, so that's the new one. This is the one that kind of spurred everybody's attention. I mean, this got everybody's attention, American Express, right? This is the kind of the new thing, MoneyGram. And this is going to be, again, for just cross-border payments, right? So this is going to be based on the U.S. headquarters in Dallas, Texas, but it's for cross-border payments. Now, look at this. I want to show you a little bit about the gravity of American Express using this. Look at the market capitalization for American Express, $87.64 billion. That's kind of intense. So we have those two main things I really look for when I'm investing in coins is one, is the technology good? Is number two, are other people smarter than me investing or using this technology? The answer to both of those questions are yes. And one kind of thing that does kind of excite me is that Ripple CEO claims, and this is on the 6th, that three top money transfer companies will be using XRP in 2018. And so we already have mainly one of them, right? So what are some other top money transfer companies? So we have PayPal, we have Zoom, we have Walmart, Ria, and MoneyGram. Okay, MoneyGram's using it. So what else? We have four other huge options. Now PayPal would be huge. PayPal would be amazing if they started using Ripple. Zoom, another massive company. Walmart, the pretty much the largest company. I mean, not obviously the largest company, but a huge company. Will start using this, and that would be intense. If any of those companies by themselves started using this, like MoneyGram has, it's going to surge that price. So really really looking forward to that. Now Ripple's at a pretty good price right now. Like I said, this lawsuit, it's kind of going down, and that is the best time to invest. Like I said, as Warren Buffett says, the market goes from overly optimistic to unjustifiably pessimistic. And don't quote me on that, but that's pretty much the concepts. So let's get into the second coin, and that is going to be EOS. So we're here in EOS, and this is one that's a little bit more confusing. It's a little bit more difficult to explain because I'm really in the money aspect of it. I'm in the banks, the finance. I'm not a technology developer. However, I did a lot of research on this coin, so I'll try my best. And again, just take it as it is. I'm not a financial advisor, but I want to show you guys this. So EOS, like I said, so the two big things, right? We have banks and we have technology, and this is going to be technology applications. And what it does, it says scalable decentralized applications can now be built and tested in public environments. That is huge. Look at this. Scalability. Support thousands of commercial scale DA apps, parallel execution, asynchronous communication, separates authentication from execution. It's flexible. Freeze and fix broken applications, degeneralize role-based permissions. Now it's usable. Web toolkit for interface development, self-describing interfaces, self-describing database schemes, and declarative permission schemes. So imagine if all the applications that we have and the databases that they're using, the actual underlying technology, what if it all moves over to EOS? Just think about that for a moment. Think about how much money is in applications. So not only is this a safer technology, not only is this a secure technology, however, this is a technology that is backed by huge people in the industry. Now there's a guy, his name is Daniel Larimer. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but just this, he looks kind of like that English actor, just a funky looking dude, but this guy is not to be underestimated. He's not to be messed with. He is speculated to be a Bitcoin billionaire, and he's going to be one of the huge founders of EOS. Now, that is fantastic, and that really brings it back to the point of don't bet on the horse, which would be EOS, bet on the jockey. And the jockey who controls it, who runs it, it's this guy, and he is a workaholic, and that's pretty much just plastered all over the news. It shows how hard he is working. Okay, so we have a couple of different things going for it, and the very last thing that I really want to get into about EOS is this. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with ICOs. It's similar to IPO, which is an initial public offering. It's basically a way for the public or the everyday people. Sometimes not every day, but it's what it's intended for. Usually it's not every day, actually. But it's intended for the people to get into and fund and become an investor in something before it hits the market, right? So ICO, that's exactly what it is. It's a crowdfunding principle. Now, if you guys don't know this, ICOs outpaced every other sort of crowdfunding, like venture capitalism, IPOs by like 6 or 8x, something crazy. It just if you look at the bar graph, it's way up here. Now, EOS was speculatively the largest ICO. So look at this total funding amount, almost $1 billion. So these guys have almost $1 billion to play with, right? Which is a lot. That's saying a lot. However, look at this. This is what the other ICOs did. So Filecoin, 257 million. Tezos 250 or 232 million, EOS 180 million, and this is not where it ended at, guys. So EOS, from all the research that I can see, it was in the top 5, $900 million. So I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with all this money. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, they can really change some things up, especially that, guys that are sitting on billions of other dollars in cryptocurrencies. And that's pretty much my reasoning behind this. So this is kind of more not necessarily a fundamental analysis, but kind of it's really looking in the underlying aspects of why I like these coins. So just kind of a quick recap. Overarching principles, like I said, so there's two main things, right? Where's the money? Where's my money? Like I said, Grant Cardone, it's going to be in the banks and the technology space, okay? And these coins match up perfectly with those. Where is the country as a whole? So we were in the Industrial Revolution. Recently, we were in the Internet Revolution, and now we're in the Information Era Revolution. That's going to be cryptocurrency. That's going to be coin-based. That's going to be blockchain, okay? So that's going to be just decentralizing everything. Now, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. If you do not subscribe to me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am going to be doing buy and sell alerts on a lot of different coins. I'm also doing Shopify, and just really looking to give back to you guys, kind of share my journey as an entrepreneur. So if any of that interests you, or it doesn't matter. I give away free puppies, and they'll be mailed to you. Whether they show up alive, that's debatable. But yeah, so go and hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.